What up, everybody, and welcome to Baz on Blades. My name is Baz, and I talk about blades. And today we're going to feature a product from Civivi Knives. This is the Civivi Plethiros flipper folder. The model is C904B, and that gets you the OD green handle. It is also available in the carbon fiber G10 laminate with black G10 and with tan G10 with the same milling pattern, same blade finishes, and same hardware finishes. Civivi knives, guys. If you're a huge Civivi fanboy and very sensitive, you may want to take whatever device you are watching this video on and go straight to your safe space right now. Because I'm a little disappointed in this knife. Now, I have reviewed or own 4 different Civivi products. I do own Civivi product that I'm very happy with. I'm very happy with Civivi overall. But I'm going to dispel what is quickly becoming a common myth amongst the knife review crowd and the knife enthusiast world. And I see a lot, guys, a predominant percentage of reviewers are saying Civivi is just the best budget brand there is. They can do no wrong. Civivi this, Civivi that, Civivi. And you know what? I don't agree, guys. In the budget arena, I don't think they're the best made knives. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to interject another brand into a Civivi review, but I want to get sort of a feeling for this review going into it. I'm very respectful of Civivi as a brand and their products, but I am going to point out some quality issues in this knife. And they are quality issues, guys, quality. I love this design. I love it, and I'm going to talk about it. The action, superb. Civivi Wii action, superb. But there are some quality issues. Now, the Civivi Plethiros, model C904B, is available from Blade HQ and most other common online retailers around $75. It was $74.80 at Blade HQ, and I'm going to tell you, I think it's overpriced, guys. And that is not compared to other brands. That is compared to Civivi's own product line. This knife is $74.80 at Blade HQ. D2 blade steel, the G10 carbon fiber laminate over stainless steel liners, stainless small parts, single row bearing pivot system for $74.80. Now I want you to go back and think about the Civivi Statera. The Statera, and I do not have one in hand. I did review it. You can look for my review in my knife review playlist. And I'm going to tell you right now, the reason I think this knife is overpriced is $74.80. You could get the Statera right now for $68. It is the same blade steel, the same handle material, the same liner type, the same pivot. But the Statera adds titanium hardware where this is got steel hardware. The Statera adds a milled titanium pocket clip, and like them or not like them, milled clips are a more premium part. They are more premium in price. They're more expensive to produce. The material is more expensive than stamped steel. So in the Statera, you're getting all that titanium, the same exact materials, the same exact type of build and action, for less money. What you are paying for in this, I assume, is the Elijah Isham name and maker's mark on it, as he is the designer of this. This is one of Elijah's designs, and it's a fabulous design, guys. It's fabulous, okay? I'm just wanting to get all of this negative stuff out at the beginning of the video, and then you can hang on and see exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to go into this knowing there's some quality issues, and we're going to go into this review knowing that I think it is overpriced compared to other knives in the Civivi product line. And we're going to go into this knowing that I do love the design and the action is great and all of that. Now, let's set her down real quick. We're going to look at the packaging. We're going to come in, and it's standard Civivi packaging, guys. I love their packaging. It is not a big deal, the boxing, but it looks great. This graphic design that they have done, very simple, black on white, is very classic, very modern. I really, really like that. You get the pouch, you know, brand name Civivi pouch here inside the pouch, and it is a single pocket clamshell pouch with a faux fur lining. You're going to get some paperwork with warranty information, product information, a Civivi branded microfiber cleaning cloth. The knife comes in a little unsealed or untaped, which I'm thankful for. I hate when they tape that little plastic baggie shut. Nice packaging, not bad. Even at the, you know, with me saying that I think the price is a little high, it's still very good as far as that goes. Now, this is a compact knife, and what I'm saying is compact in the way that the Glock 19 is compact compared to the Glock 17, where it's just big enough and there's no more excess to it. Now, you're looking at a 3.5 inch blade length, and I'm not going to do metric, guys. I apologize for that, all my international viewers. My calipers went out, the battery went out, I pulled it open, and it said everything was 3 feet wide. And I'm using a 6-inch set of calipers, so yeah, the battery was bad on that. So we're just going to do standard, and you guys can go and convert them if you want, but you probably can nearly convert them in your head anyway. 3.5 inch blade length. The blade stock thickness is a 120 thousandths of an inch. Your blade width, 1 1/8 of an inch. Handle length, 4.5 inches. Handle thickness, pretty much a 1/2 inch, guys, 510 thousandths. Your handle width at the widest is going to be 1.1 inches. Your closed width, very compact for this design. I'm telling you guys, I very much appreciate and like. I love this design. Very compact. The blade almost fully nests within the handle, so that keeps your width down in the closed position. Stop pin diameter about 120 thousandths of an inch. Behind the edge thickness on my example, well, I hit it in 3 spots, averaged it out. It went about 19 thousandths of an inch. Your handle to blade ratio, look at that, guys. This knife looks blade heavy. They put a great amount of blade into this compact package. Your handle to blade ratio, 0.78. Now, anything above 0.7, over a 70% blade to handle ratio, is considered good on a folder. So this is at 0.78. You're getting almost an 80% efficiency. That's very good in this design. Your weight, 3.21 ounces or 91 grams. Now, this knife is bladed in D2 tool steel, which is a World War II era tool steel. It is semi-stainless. It's a very simple composition. It misses the stainless qualifier by 1.5%. So it is nearly stainless. It's on the very low end of, you know, having some stainless characteristics. It is, good Lord, the cat just jumped up on the table. Watch out, big guy. You can't be up here. You can't be up here. Daddy is working. All right, so D2, nearly stainless, high levels of carbon, high levels of vanadium, which is a carbide adder. It tends to be very toothy. It will take a toothy, aggressive edge, hold a razor edge for a decent amount of time. Its sort of forte is its working edge. It will hold that chewy, coarse, carbide packed working edge for a good time, guys. It's a very good working steel. Now, yeah, D2. I like D2. You know, handle materials. I'm sorry, guys. The cat threw me off my game. So this G10 carbon fiber laminate. It's you know what, guys? It gives the look of having some carbon fiber without the cost. In solid carbon fiber, G10 is quite a bit less expensive than carbon fiber, quite a bit. So you can get that look, save some money. I think this is acceptable on budget knives. It looks decent. This is, it looks good, guys. It's over stainless liners that are weight relieved, and if I can get enough light in there, you can see they are extensively weight relieved. Extensively, guys. They have huge pockets. They're basically a skeleton liner in there. See, look at that, guys. Look at that. Those are huge, huge weight relief pockets. And that's a good thing and a bad thing, which we will cover here in a minute. So you've got stainless small parts. They are black. The stainless fold over pocket clip, which, you know what, I like this clip, guys. I've got no issue with this clip, although I think as far as scale goes, it's too big for this knife. It is. It's too big, guys. If it was, the pocket clip was 10% smaller, I think it would be a better fit aesthetically. So there you go, materials: D2, G10 carbon fiber laminate, stainless small parts, stainless liner lock, stainless deep carry pocket clip. You've got a single row stainless bearing pivot. Pretty standard stuff here from the Civivi line. Fit and finish, guys. Oh boy, here we go. All right, now I tried to get some of this stuff on camera and I've had to cut my lighting down so far to knock down glare, guys. I just can't capture this. You're just gonna have to trust me on this. Fit and finish wise, let's start with the blade. Look at the front of the blade, guys, this grind. Now that's pretty decent on that super high flat grind. That's a pretty decent quality grind. Look, as the light reflects across the grind, you can see the quality of the grind. Now, we're going to go to the back here. Look at the way the light reflects off of this. The back side of the grind on this blade looks like an old Ganzo knife. And I'm not lying, guys, because I reviewed a bunch of older Ganzo knives, and nearly every one of them had grind flaws just like this. The bottom third of this blade towards the plunge is convexed for the last quarter of the blade. It is convexed way up here, guys, just rolled out instead of flat. And that is, you know what? I would have thought they would have been jig grinding these blades depending on the grind. But that appears to me to where it's more hand ground, and human beings are better in one direction than they are the other first as far as grinding goes. Ask anybody, any knife maker, they will tell you that is true. But that's as huge. That's not even flat here. That's not a flat grind here, guys, because it is literally, it's rolled the bottom quarter inch along. And then up on this end here, there's a gouge right here. I'm going to try. Okay, if you see, as the light reflects across it, you're going to see a place up here that the light responds. Here we go. I hope you guys can see that. I'm trying to work with what lighting I've got here, guys. But it's a very sloppy grind on the back of this blade. That was very disappointing to me. Very disappointing to me, guys. And that's especially considered to other or compared to other products in the Civivi line. Recently, I reviewed the Civivi Wyvern, and I don't have it pulled out here, but it had this hollow grind and all this mill work and multiple finishes, and it was fabulous, guys. It was ground so well. And the back of this blade, I'm telling you right now, for those of you that know, it looks exactly like an older Ganzo knife. That's disappointing in this fabulous design. So right there, guys, I'm really already upset with the fit and finish on the blade of this knife. Everything else is okay. The grind quality as far as the finish of the grind, the machining as far as this, Elijah likes this sort of hole here. He does it in a lot of his designs, different angular shapes. He doesn't do just a round hole like a Spidey hole. He does an artfully conceived hole that works with his design language. It's well machined. The markings on the blade, the Elijah's maker mark, there is a very subtle D2 mark. Where is that D2 mark at? It's very subtle, guys. It's on the back of something. Where is that? Well, I thought it was, guys. Now I'm having to look. There it is. I'm having to look through the camera lens, so I got a sort of a different view. So other than the grind itself, which is sloppy on the back side, everything else, the fit and finish on the blade is okay. I guarantee you get this knife. I guarantee, guys. In fact, I'm gonna say 100%. When I put this knife on the KME, I'm gonna have some issues sharpening it, because I guarantee the primary grind angles are totally different side to side on this knife, because there's no way you could convex the last 1/4 inch of this grind on this side and it be the same as the other side. When I go to sharpen on a fixed angle sharpener, it's going to show up, guys. It's going to be a mess to resharpen. It'll take a while. I'll have to reprofile it first. It'll have to be reprofiled. There's no trying to sharpen it this way. That's just a waste of time. It would have to be reprofiled, thanks to that grind being wanky. Let's go up here to the handle, and I'm going to show you some fit and finish issues here. I wish I could, guys. There is some slight gapping between the G10 carbon fiber scales and the liners. Right here in this section, if I get it out in bright enough light, you can actually see through here. There's a gap, and you can see the other side of the inside, the milled out lightning window there. So you can see all the way through to it. If you get light behind it, you can see there's some gap in here at the tail end, where there's the least support, admittingly, and the narrowest cross section. There is some gap in between the G10 and the liners here. If you get some light behind it, and you can see through. And you know what, guys? Neither one of them are that bad. Okay, they're just things that I see because I have to look at these knives very closely, because when I put this video out there, that's it, guys. It's out there. And, I'm not a huge channel, but I'm big enough to have a little bit of influence, and I don't want to be putting anything out there that's not true. I don't have any desire to hurt Civivi. These negative things I'm going to say are as much to help them improve their manufacturing process as anything, guys, because I'm going to say again, this is a fantastic Isham design. Fantastic. In fact, my favorite of his designs so far. And when you have a design that's that good, it deserves just perfect fit and finish and perfect action, just perfect everything. And you do get some scale gaps here. They're slight, guys. I'm going to go out on a limb and say these are stamped liners. They're stamped steel. They're well done, but when you stamp steel, it is depending on the speed you're stamping, the volume you're stamping, your die PM schedule, all of that. When you stamp steel, you can lose some flatness. There's just no way that you're going to stamp out huge windows like that and have it absolutely flat 100% of the time. And I think that's what I'm seeing here. I think there's just a little bit, because it lines up with this point here where you've got these two windows crossing over a center support there. Okay, that's the area that you can see through. Man, I wish I could get some more light on this, guys. I don't even have a flashlight here because it's a very narrow gap. It is very narrow. And so is the gap at the back, guys. I mean, if you didn't put light behind it or catch it in just the right way, you wouldn't see the gap at all. I've got to point that stuff out. It doesn't jump out to you like this blade grind does. That was, as soon as I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, that looks like a Ganzo on the back. And I don't mean the new good Ganzos either, guys. So fit and finish, as far as that goes, a little disappointing, not super bad. Now the fit and finish on all the small parts, the liners themselves are very clean, guys. You know, I'm pleased with the quality of the individual components. Just the fit of it is not perfect. And I think that's important to point out, guys. Let's stop here and talk about the real reason I'm doing this review the way I am. I'm not doing it to be the guy that disagrees with everybody by saying, you know, I don't think Civivi's all that. I think Civivi makes a very good product, but these knives are being set up by all these reviewers as perfection. They are, guys. You go out and watch 20 Civivi reviews across their entire product line and find anything really negative. Now, some people will say, well, this handle doesn't fit me, or I don't like the jimp. And you know what? Those are, they're not manufacturing defects. They're just differences in design, and not every design, not every profile fits every hand. Not every kind of jimping feels good to everybody. So that's an individual thing. I don't count those as negatives. That's just the way we interact with the knife, dependent on our personal preferences. I don't count those as negatives, but I do count manufacturing issues as negatives, and I've never seen a manufacturing issue talked about in a Civivi video. And there's no way that you're making knives where you are pushing the material level, the action level, the fit and finish level at the lower prices. These manufacturers are very much pushing these boundaries, guys. The quality that you see in most of these high-end budget knives today is better than the high-end quality that you saw, 1 decade ago, 10 years ago. There's a lot of high-end knives that weren't good as these knives are, guys. Yeah. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm not just here to bash on it. I'm here to say, you know what? Civivi's not perfect, guys, and we don't need to be representing Civivi as perfect. And I think that this review is going to be very important for that aspect within the community. Now let's go to action. You know what I said? I love the design. I'm going to say the action, spot on, guys. It is very, very good. So this is not really a negative review except for the fit and finish. Now the action, single row bearings. They are steel bearings. They feel like steel bearings. They don't have the sort of hissy, buttery feel of ceramics. I think that's, really the only difference to me is there's the very slightest, barely quantifiable difference in the feeling of the bearing rolling. This feels very good, guys. The action as far as closing is fantastic. I have not disassembled this knife. I got it out of the box. It was dry. So I put 1 drop of oil on each side of the pivot, and you know, just worked with it. I've carried this knife for almost 2 weeks now. I've been carrying this knife to work, and I have dedicated beaters for work because I work in a giant woodworking factory, and the air is filled with dust. There's no way to get away from it. And it will fill a knife with dust. So if you guys can see dust down inside of it, or you know, in somewhere where I couldn't wipe it down real quick with a cloth, that's what that is. It's wood dust for my job. I'm carrying this thing because I like the design so much, and the action is very pleasing, guys. This Isham design, very small, forward canted. Flipper tab. I mean, really, guys, it's a joy to carry. You don't have any issues with flipper tab intrusion like on some flippers. Excuse me, guys. And a lot of manufacturers had an issue with this design. Civivi has gotten it right here. They've got the geometry of the setup correct. The shape, the size, the orientation of the flipper tab in relation to the center line of the pivot point. The flipping action is this angle here, guys. It is back and very slightly down. I would call it it's a light switch. It's a light switch sort of action, and it's good, guys. It's good. It's the best that I've felt in this type of flipper design from anybody. And to get that at the $75 price point, hey, that's great, man. I love getting an Elijah Isham design with this good of action at this price point. That's great, guys. No problems there. Yeah, it's great, guys. Centering, perfect. The lockup, there's absolutely... Yeah, any play you see there is blade flex. There is absolutely no play at all, guys. It feels very solid for its build type. And let's get into that. There is a little bit of flex here. I want you guys to see that, and I'm not really torquing down on that too much. These are not super thick G10 scales. And like I said, there is just a lot of material removed from those liners, guys. A lot of material removed from both sides. So you're going to feel a little bit of flex in this knife. It's not bad, but this is not a heavy-duty knife. This is more of a sort of a rakish design gentleman's carry that has a fabulous blade to handle ratio and great action, guys. And it does have great action. It does have great action. It's very solid feeling, except for that flex that you guys see there. All right, guys, we're getting long on this video. Let's get it closed out. Please take this video the right way. I feel like I've been rambling a little bit. I sort of got knocked out of my game with the cat jumping up on the review table here. But I just find that I'm super disappointed in this blade grind, because the design, guys, the design is so good. The ergonomics are good. You look at that handle and you're like, oh my God, all these angles and everything. But I mean, look at the overall shape. Now, imagine the same shape with the radiuses on these angles bigger and more open. And you would see quickly then it's an organic shape. It's the deep finger choil. It's the drop towards the butt end. It's wide open in the middle. It is, like I said, Glock 19. Look at this in my medium-large hands. Medium-large hands. It is enough for a perfect fit with no excess. It is compact in that respect, and look at all of that blade and cutting edge that you get, guys. You've got this sort of choil here, the flat area here going into a sharpening choil. on the blade here, and you can choke up on it and use it. The edge of the blade is low in comparison to the handle. So working against any flat surfaces, your handle and your hands are not going to be in the way as much, getting down close to a flat surface. This type of blade, the handle profile will be good for food prep, guys. Anything else that you've got to cut down against a hard surface, a back-end surface. Yeah, it's great, guys. Just disappointing sort of quality fit and finish on the blade grind, and then we got some gap in here that is very slight. Okay, don't get me wrong, it's very slight. You know what, without a back end light I can't show it to you. It is very slight, but it is there, guys, and I think that the price is too high. I don't want to step on Elijah's toes. God bless him. He's super young and he's doing so well. I'd like to say that I'm jealous of him, but I'm just so happy for the kid that I can't even say that. So I don't want to hurt anybody on this. It just needs to be told, guys. It needs to be told that no, Civivi knives are not perfect. Okay? Anybody out there that is representing any of these budget brands as perfect is being misleading, because none of them are. Not even my favorite one. It's not perfect. So guys, there you go. That's a look at the Civivi Plethiros C904B. As always, thank you very much for taking the time to watch one of my videos. God bless all of you, and we will talk to you again.